Hello everybody, John here again from incomesh.com, and in today's video I'm going to share with you my full review of Live Webinar, which is a current AppSumo deal which is available now. I'm extremely excited for this webinar software because I've been looking at all the different webinar softwares out there. My wife and I, we both want to be providing some more group coaching, and I do a lot of meetings with clients where I'm using Zoom, I'm using Google Meets and Hangouts and all these different things, and none of them have really fit the mold perfectly, and this software may just be the one to do it. So let's go ahead and dive into the review. All right, guys, so before we get into Live Webinar, let's just take a look at the pricing of some of their competitors, some of their well-known competitors on the market. So here we are at Webinar Jam, which is one of their very well-known webinar platforms. To get 500 attendees, and this is not with their Ever webinar add-on as well. So just for that is $479 per year, and that's for 500 attendees in the room. If we go to Demio, which I really like Demio, it's a nice clean interface as well. They don't have the exact same setup, so the pricing is a little bit different. 500 person room here, $163 per month, which let's just do a little bit of math there. 163 times 12. We're looking at almost $2,000 per year with that one, and that's on their annual savings plan. So you're going to get hit with that bill right up front. What's nice about this is they do have automated events and 3 sub-users. But as we will see, if we go to incomesh.com/live webinar, and this will take you to the AppSumo page, which is my affiliate link, which will help support the channel. So I do appreciate you if you decide to use that link. They have a lot of information about it, but here's really the important part. So this webinar software is a one-time purchase for lifetime access to the software, and as you stack on more codes, you get more attendees, and this is a wonderful level of options, support, customization. Every code gives you another 100 people in the room at any given time. But when you get to certain benchmarks in the codes, more benefits pop up. So I really like the level 3. If you don't need 1,000 people in your room at one time, which I don't think many people at our levels does. But what I do like is live streaming HQ video inputs. This is going to unlock things like OBS if you ever choose to need additional software or additional broadcasting sources to come into your webinar rooms. But the Prezi presentations, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of Prezi. It's too complicated to make a good looking slideshow. But this is like a nice happy medium. And for $300, that's basically like 1 month fee for some of these other platforms out there. And what's also great about this is, you can go up to 5 as well, and you'll be able to get 20 sub accounts and recordings to external storage. I don't know if you need that. If you want to offer maybe webinars as a service, potentially having sub accounts would make sense there. But you also, on all of these plans, you get on built-in storage where they can record the webinar software storage directly on the server, and you can download that yourself, eventually be able to use that for auto webinars, which if we look here, I think you will see included in all plans, they do have automated webinar features coming very soon. I don't have the exact timing on that, but that is going to be something that if it works the way that we think it's going to work, it will be a huge benefit for solopreneurs to be able to run ads to auto webinars. You've seen it all the time. I don't really like them myself, but I do know they tend to be effective. So that's a great option there, and also has some good integrations. But I don't want to just read to you the sales page. Let's dive into my account. I have currently probably run 4 meetings or so with Live Webinar. I haven't done a full-blown group coaching yet, but I have one coming up later on this week. If you'd like to be included in that, I'm looking for some feedback on how I can better serve you guys. So go ahead and click on the link below. It's incomesh.com/feedback, and leave me some feedback on how I'm doing, what I can do better, and you'll get automated access into my live webinar this next week. Okay. So here we are inside the platform, and it's very intuitive. So it's broken up into rooms, storage, surveys. I don't really intend on using surveys much, but here is what's really cool. Inside the events, you can schedule up to 30 events at a time, and you can also have a permanent room. This is awesome. So having a permanent room is great if you want to be able to have clients come in and out, and if you want to schedule meetings but not go through the hassle of making the room every time inside of Zoom or anything like that. Having a live room is great there. You can invite and remove invitees at any given time. Under the storage area, it will automatically, well, not automatically, there's a button when you're in the webinar room where you can say record, and it will record all of the audio history, everything going on there, and all the files will be right here for you to download and use. You can just click on it and it will open up. You can click on it and you can see over here the ability to download it or even have subfolders organized there. And if you get up on your recording space, you can just delete some of the older ones or the ones you don't need, and you'll be good to go there as well. You can create the entire interface of people going over to a registration page, logging in or creating their account and signing up, and you'll be able to collect all those leads as well as send automated notifications to them leading up to the room day. So let's go ahead and show you how that all works. We'll go here to our rooms and let's schedule an event. I'll click schedule webinar. You can also make an instant meeting, which is great. And I'll call this income mesh feedback. I'll probably use this actual setup here for what I'm going to offer to everybody who's giving me some feedback. So I'll start this on this upcoming Thursday, October 10th. And let's say we're going to start it at 10 a.m. Okay, it's going to be an hour long and it'll be at New York time. And now you have the option here. Do you want the room to be open all the time, or I hope it didn't just undo everything. Okay. Or always open. So let me reset these settings real fast. All right. And then you can set an agenda for the meeting. So in this one, I'll just say, just put a quick little agenda there and we'll go ahead and schedule the meeting. Okay. And just like that, we have created the entire meeting where you have a specific link for the presenter, the moderator, the attendees, et cetera, et cetera. There are several more options that we can do here though. And these options are things I want to explore with you guys. So we'll go back to the edit pencil and you'll see here that this was the basics. Like this is all you really had to do to get going. But what we can also do is come over here to the registration. And if you want to create the entire registration process inside of Live Webinar, you can do that here by toggling it on. You can either select a form you've created in the past or make a new one where you'll be able to set your first name, form name, description, normal type of stuff. And you can even integrate it in with some of their built-in integrations. Let's take a quick pause and show what the integrations are. So the classics, MailChimp, ActiveCampaign, and then some other interesting ones, Aweber, Sales. Some of these I don't know, but that's okay. I'm currently on Income Mesh. I'm using Groundhog for email marketing. And what's really nice about Groundhog is they actually have a built-in template for webinar registrations. So you don't even really need to use the registration forms here inside of Live Webinar, but it can be nice. It can save you some time as well. So let's go ahead and go back to our room. We're not going to use marketing automation integrations, and I'm also going to use my own registration process here. And then leads form as well. And kind of in the same vein, you can have people sign up immediately before they enter the room, which will allow you to collect some information about them as well as their email address and build your list that way as well. I'll turn that off for now as well. And then under presenters, you can create multiple presenters here by going to this manage button. Oops, we'll skip over the presenters for now because that's something you can also handle inside of the room itself. And you can put in your pixel for registrations and analytics and everything else you might want there. I'll skip over that for this quick review. And here's really cool. So there's 3 different versions of audio. So webinar is where only you, the presenter, can speak and the other people can ask, but they really don't have access to speak on the webinar, but they can chat and do all that cool stuff. Under discussion mode is where you can, by default, be the only ones who can speak, but you can very easily click on people who are raising their virtual hand to say something as well inside the room. And then Q&A, participant questions. I think I might have gotten those mixed up. I think Q&A is where you can tell people to come on to ask a question. And then meetings where everybody up to 25 people can be speaking all at once, which I haven't tried that one yet. That might be a little bit of chaos, but it'd be fun to try. And then some protection options. Automated thank you emails you can send as well as when people leave, you could redirect them to a special page as well. So maybe like an offer page or just a thank you and maybe instructions on how to go forward. And then webinar versus meeting. This is the actual interface, how the interface is laid out. The webinar is kind of classic. You have the content in the main area. You've got your face in a small box in the top right. And I'll show you a picture of that as well. And then you can automatically have files recorded when they go in. And let's go ahead and hit update. So there's a lot of options. It's very intuitive to set it up. You can see here I currently have the 300 attendee plan. And what I like as well is I have this button here for embed. And you can create an entire embed code and put this onto your own website. And let's see if we can do that real quick here. So I'll go over to my website. Let's make a new page. Okay, so I'll do a new page here. I'll just quickly save a draft and I'll come into Elementor. And let me copy this embed code as well. Right here, it's going to copy everything I need. And for this, I want to remove as many distractions as possible. So I'm going to change my page layout to the Elementor canvas. And that will take away my header, my footer. It'll take everything away. It's just a nice area for me to put my embed code. And I'll look for the HTML in my elements, drag it in, and just hit one paste. And I will publish this page. I'll change this around. This is going to be my actual one. And let's see how it looks. So it looks like I'm probably not able to join because it's not scheduled yet, and I had that margin on. So let's make a quick adjustment so you guys can see it. So I'm quickly going to permanently open the room just so we can see it here. And now if I come in and, okay, there you go. See, you'll be able to access the meeting room here, and the event will start in 3 days and 6 minutes. So it's kind of a nice little countdown timer, and it'll show you there on the page. But now if I refresh, it should be able to allow, yep, there we go. So now you can be into the webinar. You know, one thing is this is boxed in. I don't want to box it in. Let me just show you what it looks like though. I'll join the webinar. Okay. I can request entry because I haven't, this is just the attendee link to come to this page. I would need to start the meeting as the presenter to allow people to come in, but we can do that in a little bit. I quickly want to stretch this so it takes up the entire width of the page to make it look more like a webinar. So we'll come here, we'll say full width, update, view the page, John 2. So this is where you would have that lead capture form to put your email address in if you chose to do it that way. I'm going to handle it in a different way using Groundhog, but that's okay. You can do whichever works better for you. All right, and then as the presenter, I can come into this room and you say, I'm ready to start. It's probably gonna be a little bit funky because I'm using my recording here. So I won't be able to put my audio and video on this webinar here. But inside the webinar room, when you're ready to start, you can put the start button. And then you'll see the attendees are able to come in here. So you can see how many attendees you have, any chatting they do. Hello, everyone. We'll go in that area there. And also, what's really great about this is you have a huge list of options when it comes to what you share in the webinar. So if you want to load up some YouTube videos where you can kind of give a presentation that's already been pre-recorded, but you can also engage with your audience as they're watching your video, you can come to YouTube and let me just find a YouTube video. So I paste in a YouTube URL and boom, there we go. And then you can play that in directly and it'll just look really, really nice for your viewers. And you can also bounce between different sharing options. So let's say you want to have a couple of videos queued up. You can put more YouTube players and have additional, YouTube icons up here. You can also have a whiteboard where if you like to give, like for example, if you're going to wireframe with a client for a website design or a marketing funnel you're working on with them, it might be nice to be able to do this. Maybe you want to invest in a little graphics tablet as well. But you can really walk through and get a lot of ideas here, even having multiple pages. So you can, this is page 2, but you can also come back to page 1 and kind of work through the entire project together with your clients there on the phone. You can also do your sharing screen share, where you can select which screen you want to share, or an application window or a Chrome tab. Just a ton of options here. I haven't tested this broadcast to Facebook, YouTube, and Vimeo yet, but that also allows you, if you didn't get maybe like the Restream deal, or if you aren't really into live streaming yet, this can really simplify the process by just hooking it up to your Facebook page, your YouTube channel, and going live directly from this interface. So you have one place to really go into everything. They have a lot. I haven't played with everything here, but let me show you this one feature that I absolutely love. If you're doing sales webinars, which a lot of us will be doing at some point in the future, you can create pop-ups. And you can see, just give it a title. You can give it a link on where that link goes, enable it as a button, and even add, pictures and cool things to it. And you can save that as a as a button. And let's just, I think if I say send right now, you can send it to everybody, the attendees and the groups. And that can pop up in the middle of your webinar presentation for everyone to see. It'll even show up here. This is the attendee view that's embedded into my website here. And everyone will be able to see the deal you have going on. And they can click it and go and they can buy. All right, guys, so that is a quick look at Live Webinar, which is a really exciting offer. I think I'm going to be keeping this software and stopping my search for the right group coaching software. If you want to support the channel and just check this one out, you have a 60-day refund. No questions asked. It's super easy to refund. AppSumo deals. Trust me, I've done a few refunds myself in the day. Go ahead and head over to incomemesh.com/livewebinar. And if you want to see how it works in process, go ahead and click on the link in the description, incomemesh.com/feedback. Let me know how I am doing, and then you'll have access to a private group coaching later on this week. I'm John from incomemesh.com. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.